wonderful people, viewers and subscribers, to whom it may concern. My brother, where did you go? Sokoto declaration, Biafra exit confirmation, Biafra redeclaration confirmation, and Biafra recognition confirmed have attracted more enemies than we might think. What am I talking about? I will explain. Just give me your listening ear. Let me drive you to your destination with a verifiable facts. There is a message trending online now, and that message is all about Waziri Bianca Ono, Yusuf Tuga, and the Zoo National Security Advisor, Madam Nuhu Ribadu. Minus one, Bianca Ono. The rest of them are all Fulanese. Pure Fulanese that migrated to Nigeria. What is this news all about? It is all about Bianca recruiting other members of Fulani families. We know that National Security Advisor is behind the attacks and the insecurity that is happening currently in Biafra land. We know the antecedent of this what do they call this woman? Waziri, what do they call her? We know the antecedents of Yusuf Tuga. They are all Fulanese. In other words, this deal, these four people here, Bianca Ono recruited them to make sure that Biafra is being chased into oblivion. Let me repeat. Maybe you don't understand me. These three joined with Bianca Ono. The reason why they promoted her from where she is to Minister of Interior, right? Minister of Foreign Affairs, is the reason why this message need to be taken serious. Because this woman have a kind of recruited these guys to make sure that they send Biafra permanently to to exile, not slave, to exile. That is the message that is trending right at this moment. You might not see it. You might not understand this until when it happened to you. It happened to somebody close to me. That he woke up one morning, all he see in his front gate is 13 military men armed to the teeth. Do you know what they told him? They told him, my dear, where you are living does not belong to you. You need to pack out. I'm telling you this, it happened in Ebonyi State. The guy that is in question, or rather the family that is in question, his brother is living here in Asia with me. That is how they have to tell him to pack everything inside his own house, his own ancestral land, the house he built with his money. And you know what happened? They told him, go and never to return, because any day you return there, that means you don't say bye-bye to this age. That means you have become a Iwonozu. It is happening right now. It is one after the other. They might not go in block to do it simply because of international community's concern or eyebrow that is going to raise over that matter. You may think it's a joke, right? Don't worry. Let me read this news. Similar to what I'm telling you now, but let's see what happens. To whom it may concern, please share this message. To whom it may concern in Finland. Many of us are curious to see the reportedly classified letter allegedly sent by Nigerian regime, ordering the unlawful detention of Biafrans and the imprisonment of His Excellency Simon Ekpa Njoko. If any of the individuals, or rather, these individuals in the frames from 1 to 4 are the connected ones to this matter or to such correspondence, kindly throw in the trash and uphold justice, human rights, and the rule of law. You are telling Finland government this? They don't hear about this. What they hear is contracts and money and your crude oil. But let's proceed. Such pressure that have been mounted to instead be invited to court. I don't know invited which court. As there are serious questions they need to answer. This duo who have been fighting. There was a letter they sent currently, I think on the 27th of May, this last month. There was a letter that was sent, and that letter emanated from the office of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, which is Bianca Ono, to the government of Alex Stubborn, which is the Finland president. And what is the content of that letter? After the 6 months of this guy, or rather the 6 months of PM, Simon Ekpa and Joko, let him be repatriated, Abi. Yeah, let them send him back to Nigeria. That is what they say. They are urging and they pushing pressure on the Nigerian government, on Finland government, to make sure that Simon Ekpa's citizenship will be revoked so that he will go back to Nigeria. But how can they even honor such invitation? Whereas Simon Ekpa made it categorically clear. On the internet, the video is out there on the internet when he tore his Nigerian citizenship and said, I am no more a citizen of this country. So why must you be asking for this same person to be deported to the country he already denied? As a human being, it is an international charter, whatever they call it. You have every right to choose which country to belong to. And you have every right to say, I want to be a Nigeria or I don't want to be a Nigeria. So you have chosen to be a Biafran and by extension, a Finnish citizen. And now you are forcing the country to revoke that passport and then deport him with which passport? That is the question. Deport him with which passport? For crying out loud, I'm not a Nigerian. That is what he said. I have already torn the relationship between him and that Zoological Republic of Nigeria. Anyway, let us read this news in full. Do the right thing at Finland and the government of Finland. Related posts and articles. Working with the Nigerian government to end the genocide is like working with the Third Reich to end the Holocaust. Mike Arnold, Congressional Testimony, 22nd April 2022. That is a quote. U.S. Capitol, Washington, D.C. Another one again. These are comparison of notes for you to understand that those who are pursuing us have already concluded the arrangement on how to Islamize Nigeria, Fulanize Nigeria, and make sure that anything that got to do with Igbos and the Biafra have no any place to stay in in our territory. They have recruited to push us to exile for the last time, and this is their last push. Do you know the reason why it seems like maybe they put Martin down the Kano pending? They don't want to tackle Simon Ekpa because they know that Simon Ekpa is another stumbling block to them. In their mind, maybe they think they have captured Martin down the Kano, but they lied. Let us continue. Related articles, okay. It's a Canadian court declares APC, PDP a terrorist organization. Denies asylum to fleeing Nigerians and also fleeing politicians. The ruling stands as one of the clearest pronouncements by a foreign court equating Nigeria's ruling and former ruling parties with terrorist entities under international laws. Canadian court described Nigeria police force as murderous, corrupt, denies former officer asylum. Jude Patrick Gleason held that any Nigerian who willingly joins the Nigerian police force will be guilty by association before the Canadian judicial system and the United Nations Convention relating to the status of refugees. Notwithstanding whether or not the person committed gruesome crimes often associated with Nigerian police force. Canadian judge calls Nigerian police evil force. The judge said the Nigerian police had a policy requirement for officers to rape, maim, torture, enslave, disappear, and murder Nigerian citizens. Adding all of these were in violation of the Rome Statute on crimes against humanity. It had been out there, it had been said on countless times. You that hear this message, what will be your own contribution? What is your thought over this matter? Should we still, should we still be insane? Should we still wallow in sin for grace to abide? The answer is no. Should we fold our arms and watch these guys push us into eternal exile, forever exile? The answer is no. Then which way forward? That is the question that is left for each and every one of us out there who is listening to me, who is hearing my voice, and who always watch anything I dropped on Facebook, on TikTok, or on YouTube. This message is for all of us. Let us have a deep reflection. Let us sit down, or rather, let us sit back and have a rethink on how to move forward. Because these guys are not sleeping. And I don't expect any of us either to go to bed. Because they say, any person that the house is on fire does not pursue rat. My brothers, our houses is on fire. Not physically, but our houses is on fire. If we do not do anything, we are going to witness the physical outbreak. Let us all unite together and fight our common enemies. Let us unite together and fight for this cause. Because our ancestors and our great-grandfathers and our forefathers, they will be proud of us that we defended what they fought for. Because we are not fighting now, but to defend our territorial integrity. To make sure that what our ancestors fought, what killed our great-great-grandparents and brothers and sisters, that it is not in vain. We are defending what they fought for. They have already fought the war. Yes. Our ancestors tried all they can. When I look at the current status quo of the Biafrans, we found in this 21st century. My brother, it's been to give me a kind of some butterflies inside my stomach, because the quality of the men and women that fought 1967 or 1966 to 1970, I don't think that species still remain in our land again. I'm sorry to use that word. The people, the caliber of Igbos, the Biafrans, who fought a Kumek war for 31 good years, that species, I am not sure that is any remnant that still remain in our territory. In other words, Gen Z generation supposed to be the ones who is going to defend the territorial integrity of Biafra, of Biafra land. But no, everybody is on a fast lane. Even to live in our Biafra land becomes a problem. Yes, many people is going to ask this question. What about you? What are you doing out there? My brother, as okay, right? That is the answer to your question. If I could have remained, maybe by now, I would have been forgotten. Because I'm stubborn. If I could remain, maybe by now, my grave would have been even forgotten. Yes, I'm telling you the truth. Because everyone I could boom, no way ban anogo, no way ban as far as no in your batrandi. My brother, you will see me there. So I am alive today because a day like this will come when I will bring this message to you and ask you as a Gen Z, what is your plan towards the emancipation of your own people? This battle is still being fought, is still being in different quarters by another generation. This generation of Gen Z, generation of Biafrans we see now, none of them have ever, I repeat, none of them have ever contributed anything to this movement. Yes, you can as well argue with me or argue with your keyboard, but that is true. That is true. Where are all our Gen Z youths? Biafran Gen Z youths. Let us dissect the comment section, my brother. Oh God, because I said, that if you comment, Obenna Obu said, those are the some of the enemies of Biafra. All of you will end up in shame. Amen. Because God is with us. The Biafrans, we will win at the end. Amen. Ekpa Chibuzo said, Nigeria is a disgraced country. Freedom for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, freedom for Ekpa, and freedom for Mazi Simon. Freedom for all Biafrans. That is what we seek. Mbochina said that they knew very well that it is unlawful and they kept quiet. Let them go to court and testified against whoever that they have written what they call it petition to. And the last but not the least, so Ibe Stephen said, the wicked will never go unpunished. There is God. Biafra nation must surely emerge, whether the devil like it or not, whether the Zoo like it or not, whether the Fulanis like it or not. Let me also shock you. There is a war in Nigeria. In fact, Nigeria is at the brink of collapse. There was a video circulating on social media this morning. Do you know what's the content of the video? Terrorists showcasing Nigeria camouflage, new brand in a large quantity. They are displaying it, telling you that any military you see on the highway is not Nigerian military. They are terrorists. The video is on the internet. They took the video and posted it. But do you know that Nigerian DSS and EFCC, they will see the video. In fact, they will block the video not to come to their, for them not to be seeing it in their apps. They will block it. That is the level of psychophancy we have found in this present day Zoological Republic of Nigeria. My people, I have nothing much to say. Today is a new month. Happy new month to you all. June 1st. It shall be well with all of us. Emphasis on it shall be well with all of us. Month of June, be good for us, be good to us. That is the 6th month. Now this year don't go half. Anyway, what do I have to say? I have nothing much to say, but to see you again in my next publication. Please share this message, and it shall be well with us in this new month. You will never fall a victim of any kind.